Ja, Rastafari. We're gonna have a little fun thing. Little fun thing. Why would I be ashamed? So you try to get the information from me to see if I'll be ashamed. Ja, Rastafari. Thanks for joining the live. Just playing some tunes for y'all. There's some exclusive sound that's in my drive. Check it out. Give me a like if you like it. Let me know if you like it. What's up, Emma? What's up? What's up? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Hello. How's your night going? Let me know if you like the tunes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love. And I'm gonna start doing some more nighttime live streams, mainly because I feel like it's needed, not just for, the collective, but for the collective at the same time because I am part of the collective. And I understand that even when I feel the need to speak, I should, because it's not just for, you know, my own, and it's always for the collective every single time. And I also know that the love that I share and the confidence that I have, that confidence also trickles down to the next. And it's really up to oneself to take my confidence as arrogance, narcissistic or evil in a sense. Because when we tap into our natal chart, there's a reasoning for these aspects on why certain people come across a certain way. And I was just scrolling across IG, you know, and I seen a post about someone saying that they come across they come they said that people can't approach them, like they don't look approachable. And they were like talking to the camera like, I look unapproachable, like how, kind of in a sense. And I was understanding that clear as day is just within the one's birth chart, natal chart. There's a reasoning why you come off a certain way to people, but they don't really get who you truly are within, or vice versa. It's because we have a natal chart. We have access to our rising sign. Thank you for the love. You have a natal chart for your sun sign, your rising sign, your Venus, you know, your the way you love, and your moon sign, and these different aspects. But specifically when it comes to often to how one sees your aura, like your aura, it comes off a certain way. And we have to understand within our natal chart, our rising sign is more of that aura, you know, what the physical, like the eye sees first and feels, you know what I'm saying? That first intuition type, what one says about you. And it's because you know these different parts of the natal chart that we need to understand. That's not who you are. That's just how people see you. And I'm understanding that When I step into my confidence, when I'm in my confidence, when I'm being my full self, it comes off as arrogance. It comes off as narcissistic. It comes off as evil. It comes off as, you know what I'm saying, selfish. But I understand that, hold on, my whole life to a certain degree, I've always allowed that to dim my light in a sense, only because I wasn't aware that that is just how I simply come across. That's not nothing that I can help. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something. Yes, I am a Leo sun, but I also, I'm a Capricorn rising, that comes off as a like kind of dark, you know, in a different type of way. Yes, I bring confidence, but also it's not. It's a different type of, you know, fearlessness. It's more of like I'm the one that's willing to risk it all and willingly risk it all. You know what I'm saying? It's that's how my approach comes off, and that may come off as dark, evil, narcissistic, selfish. You know what I'm saying? Arrogant, and I'm overstanding that. I have to know that that is not something that I'm intending to do ever. And my heart and John knows that I can't help how one may view me, but I understand my intentions always. Seeing? So it's a beautiful, you know, it's a beautiful thing to know about yourself, and a beautiful thing to know that these are ways within, you know, everyday society, everyday living, that we're able to say, hold on, I can go a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? I can go a little deeper. You know, meaning, why do I always feel like I want to say something but then don't say it? That's just an example. You know, some people may have a problem saying something, like they don't have a problem saying something, but it's more about like when exactly they want to say it. You know, I'm just giving a regular example, and there's somewhere in your chart that there is where you can have more understanding of yourself, understanding, you know what I'm saying, knowledge of your own being. So where now you know how to maneuver, now you know how to move, now you know how to, you know, not put so much, you know, pressure on yourself. Because I have put a lot of pressure on myself, you know, in the past, of thinking that the way that I am is wrong, or the way that I think is wrong, and things of that nature, in the sense of, you know, wanting to be into astrology, wanting to tell others about their natal chart. You know what I'm saying? Telling others about how, you know, it's simply just, you know, numbers and words, just how Babylon, you know, used to run the world through numbers and alphabets and words. The cosmos is just the same, but they do everything in their power to demonize certain, you know, hidden knowledge, and not even just demonize with words or things of that nature. Just, you know, shadow ban. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, and just they have a way of knowing how to view a person and then run off with it. You see what I'm saying? Just taking one thing and then running off with it, but then coming to find out, like, hold on, that was actually the source. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I do have a good personality, and I always will have a good personality. It's more about I'm understanding that I and Jah see the good and greatness in everybody. You know, Emma, you You see, like I see the greatness in everything and everybody, and that's kind of my downfall as well. Not even a downfall. It's more of a I'm finding a balance. That there's things within my natal chart, my birth chart that solidify why I'm able to see the balance in everything. You know, I'm able to see the balance in everything. Wherefore, I'm seeing that a certain way that I can come across may be too much for others sometimes. And I'm learning a different approach. Thank you for the love. I'm learning a different approach when it comes down to approaching uh what do you call it? Opinions. Because sometimes I feel like I even, you know, are able to, read minds and things of that nature. Obviously, it's not more of directly read minds, but you know, in that realm because I'm overstanding like algorithms and certain gestures and things of that nature. So it's more about in vibration and frequencies. It's like I may not know what the exact same words that every like someone was saying in their head, but I'll be able to pick out 80% of the sentence to figure out what they said or what they're thinking, and it's just like why do based off their facial expressions, facial expression, body language, things of that nature, and then also the couple of words that I'm able to pick up that's in their brain, and then it gives an overall like indication of I'm something that I'm not. And I'm not. I know I'm not a bad YouTuber. I'm not sitting here like complaining about. I'm not complaining at all. I'm more of wanting to get to the people. Wanting to get to those that are able to see past the flesh. Because it's such a stopping point, and I'm speaking on this because I'm speaking to myself as well. Like I said, sometimes when I overstand, I am part of the collective as well. So when I speak of the collective, I'm just a messenger, but that collective message goes to everyone in the collective. See? So I'm overstanding like I can't judge books by their cover because I'm a prime example on how others have judged me by my cover until they get to actually get to know I. But I'm overstanding like even in the community, I have to show up more. Meaning, even the community where I stay, the YouTube community, and the community where I stay, the more I show up, the more others will know that I'm not what I look like. You see what I'm saying? Like, I may look like this, I may look this certain way, but this is just an image. But who I am inside, who I really am, the image doesn't will not matter. You see what I'm saying, Emma? It's like it's amazing because I'm understanding that the image that I give off is such a blessing. Like so many times people say I look homeless. Some people say, I look like a lot of things, but it's always like mostly homeless. And I'm like, I'm glad I look homeless at times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad I look homeless because that gives me every reason for like others to not like infiltrate my path unless I allow it. You see what I'm saying? Like I understand that I'm on a certain journey that is bigger than I. And it's not that I'm homeless or am happy to come off as homeless. No, I'm saying more of it's funny and cool in the sense that others see that, and it's also kind of bad that in a sense that others may see me as homeless because, or in that sense, because once they actually get to know me, they'll know that I'm rich in spirit. And it's not that I'm trying to convince anyone and things of that nature. It's more about I'm speaking to myself, like I said, once again, because I'm part of the collective as well, is that not judging a book by its cover, because it's the gold that's within, within that person, that being. That's why when I see homeless people, that's why when I see people that's basically quote unquote unfortunate or whatever, or down bad at the moment, I actually view them as a portal of transformation. So that means that they're at a point in time in their life where they're open for a lot of different transformations. It can go this way, it can go good, it can go bad, it can go amazing, it can go worse. So I view homelessness as a portal of transformation, because I don't ever view someone that's homeless as that they're always going to be in that position. So I view them as a portal of transformation. So if I am being seen as a portal, you see what I'm saying? Like if I'm viewing it as that, I view it as myself as a portal of transformation. So I've gotten that a lot. I've gotten like a lot ever since I grow my beard and stopped trying to pay attention to how my image looks, like my physical image, like as far as shaving my beard, and worrying about what my hair looked like. A lot of people have been saying, or like caring about my clothes, things of that nature, like not really caring too much about appearance in that sense. A lot of people told me that I look homeless, and I'm happy. Not saying I'm happy, because I know it's more of I'm glad that that image was what it was, because it transformed me so much. Now I'm saying, like I said, now I see myself, and I'm seeing that all I was a portal of transformation. So I'm a portal of transformation. So when you see me, you know what I'm saying? When someone is in my essence and see me, look at me as a portal of transformation. You know what I'm saying? When you're on my live, when you see my posts, when you see my page, when you watch my videos, whether it's now or later, look at me as always as a portal of transformation. Portal of transformation. Because when I make my beats, when I make my archive instrumentals, that's all that it is. It's a portal of transformation. And on that note, we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out on that, okay? So I give homeless people money. Ja, Rastafari. Hey Emma, so Emma, I think I know who you are. Thought you was slick, huh? Thought you was slick. Yup, I thought it was funny too. I thought it was funny too. I didn't know I would notice right away, but I mean, I did. You know, the most dopest part about all of this is that I have evidence. See, I got so much evidence. You know what I'm saying? I got so much evidence, bro, of what's happened. This is just I got music to solidify. I got beats to solidify. Like everything that's happened, I have all of this stuff that's backup. Like simple. They saying I get in my back and I get it back. That no jazz, yeah, you know how to get it. That rubber but yeah, you know how to get it. I need me to copy the stash, yeah, I get it. Running around hit the grid, just you pop up here. You not stop with the first, had to go get me a key. Running around and I'm close, did you missing the potion? Why would I stop with them float? Had to go get me a key. What about chicken I hit? Had to go get him out here. No negative energy. No over the energy. I'm about to think I had to get it out. I'm about to rip, I to whip it out. Do the thing and I drip it out. What's that saying I get it out? Put up affinity, come out with it. I can stop in the crowd out with it. Run up like to the beach, come out with it. Need me some shitty, I need me some lit. Tell me go jump in the beat, it's okay. Run up a billion, trillion, city. Had to thank God for the right of the center. Trip, are you kidding me? I cannot say, started out, came on the bottom. Thanks for the cops. Why would I stop what I got? What did I give me some shit? I can ask stop what I rip. What if I got the agenda? That shit poppin' like it. What if they saying I had to go get it? My back in that street, you got you about. I can ask stop what I had to go get it. That's why I had to go get it. This is my remedy. Are you kidding me? Daddy, you kidding you? Resident. Keep dope. Had to keep my penny. Then she pop it. Had to give me some lady. What if they say my name? Can I bang the bang? You cannot stop when I'm sliding. Did I sing the bang? I cannot stop when I'm sliding. Did I can't complain? How about the booth for the popping? Did I change the game? How about the drop the brick? Did you pop it? I got the trick. You cannot stop it. Had to go get in my pop it. Need me a minute. Did you pop it? I got it. prodigy. Mama, she told me she proud of me. I cannot stop without riding. On the butt check and I got it. Running that cook it. I'm about to give me some check. Trip out the bank, I was right. You cannot stop, I was right. I'm running back, get it. Every day, pop it, I had to go get it. You cannot stop it, I had to go get it. Running my check and my diamonds, they beat. I cannot stop, they ain't see it. Running my check and I seen it. Had to go ride on a beat. I'm about to poop at the scene of it. Bro, when I drop this, like, I gotta get on somebody's podcast, bro. I got to get on somebody's podcast. That's what's next for me. Ja is telling me here right now. Ja is telling me here right now that I gotta get on somebody's podcast. I got to. I gotta get. I'm going to be on somebody's podcast soon, and I'm gonna be presenting my music and a whole bunch of exclusive stuff. So. I don't want a life that's normal. She told me to be that normal. When you get it in, you spoil them. Sheesh. Rolling on my wrist like Noya. Give me a PG, I'm going to Cali. All like, yeah, I got me a candy. So fresh, so clean, I need me a nap. Had to go swag it up, rap with a passion. I'm on the move and I ball like I'm ballin'. Had to go rap all the track, get it dope. Put up my check in my pocket, this whole drop the potion, I got it, stay focused. What is you saying? I run up the steps. Hundred them bands, I pull up the pack. Pharmacy mash, I pull up the dash. Ducking that crash, I pull up the stash. Down in the bird when I came on the scene. Dropping the check and I'm changing the scene. You don't stop when I'm getting the green. Put up my check and my diamond machine. Ride around in the dry time in a pit. No, I cannot stop, I win. I thank God everything God you win. Had to go get the dry time. Get you shoot, I get it back in it. I cannot stop, no complaining. Pull up on Mars, Bollywood Chamberlain. I cannot stop when I'm back in it. One of my shaking, I did be a yachty. Did you poppin', I can't even stop it. What is they saying? I had to go run it. What is they saying? I'm on drink on it. Yes, sir. I got the music, man. The vibe. Get in my bag and I'm keeping it. What are you saying? I'm keeping it. This one of them right here. What are you saying? I'm swearing to be. What are you saying? I'm keeping it. Riding, I'm toasting. She wanna say she was boasting. I can ask her on the road. I wanna go shopping and jumping. Jump on the BJ page. I'm about to give me some legs. Jump in that pool and get wet. I'm about to give me some checks. Get in my bag and I'm keeping it. What are you saying? I'm keeping it. What are you saying? I'm swearing to be. What are you saying? I'm keeping it. Riding, I'm toasting. She wanna say she was boasting. I can ask her on the road. I wanna go shopping and jumping. Jump on the BJ page. I'm about to give me some legs. Jump in that pool and get wet. I'm about to give me some checks. Get in my bag, move ahead. Feel amazing. You wanna live? I wanna start my body. I to go get my garden. What is they saying? I get it now. Fight it up, I get that bitch now. Thank God for the vision. I spent, I invented it. Came up from a penny penny. Now we get into infinity. Out the booth, see the imagery. Thanking God for the energy. On the rise, are you kidding me? Had to get my identity. When I'm out check it, the raking it. That you shoot popping out, thanking it. I could not stop, I was waiting it. Pull up and drop, I was scraping it. Had to go get in my bag, and my G do cookie, be basing it. Two-tone when I hop out of it. That you pop on them, and my team. On my check, you know how I get it. I cannot stop when I ride it. You know that I'm next, I had to go ride the beat. How about the booth and I slide it? Pull up in the bay, I got me some Benjamin. She wanna flex, get excited. Look close when I'm on my grind. That you pop, you can stop my shine. Now I came home morning, thanking God I'm on it. Pull up in lane, I'm on it. I can't stop, I'm on it. Had to go get in my recipe, cut the tree, recipe, cut the tree, pop. listeners, keep my business. Had to go down stuff. You about to bang, you ain't heard that before. I was down, you won't hear that no more. How about the movement, they hop it, one of a billion, you're trillion, I was down, you won't hear that no more. Oh, that bar is going viral. That bar is going viral. I already see it. This one going viral. How about the moving there? How about the Vindy? One of them really and truly Fendi. Oh my goodness. Stop the cap, man. How about the frog on the trip? I can't even stop, I was getting. Came from the bottom of the trenches. Had to thank God for the mission. When I got check it, that cherry. I'm keeping my foot on the pedal. What is they saying I drip tonight? What is they saying I drip tonight? Need me some guap and I need it now. I cannot stop when I pay it out. Thanking God for the rest. Pull up a frog in my letter. Not letting off on my bed. I'm playing ball on my set. Bro, dude. Whoa, what? Wow. What is they saying? I can't even stop. How about the booth and how about the knot? She wearing my clothes and I'm checking my pocket. It took me some years, now it's time to go harder. Now I would have learned when I came and I made it. Haters you popping, I can't even take it. Had to thank God every day, can't explain it. How about the booth and I had to go slang it. Look at my wrist and you know that's a 10. Haters you popping, got bars like you can. Run on my check and you know this the remedy. Fall to infinity, hop like a king. What? Stop, hold on. Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. What is they saying? I can't even stop. This one of them. Hold on. This one of them tracks where. This is one of them tracks where. You about to like do a NASCAR race. As soon as they say go, like you see that green light, you take off. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I start spitting as soon as the bass drop. Check it out. What is they saying? I can't even stop. How about the booth and how about the knot? She wearing my clothes and I'm checking my pocket. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. See, you know how everything is like a. Okay, I get it. I see it. I see. I see the vision. I see it. It's like with these short skits I have, I gotta to make them literally short skits. Run on my check on my diamond for 10. I cannot stop it if I'm independent. Run up a Billy, I need me a bill. Run up the rest, man, I got to the set. Only the vision, I give me a mission. What is they saying? You know that I'm out. When the street about me, you know that that's like. Remember them days I was down. Ain't no counting, and I when I'm bouncing. Ain't no way you can stop when you talented. Straight, dropping no counter. Ain't no way out, you know I ain't stopping. Yeah, they pay all that, how about that balancing? I'm the MVP, calling me D-Rose. It's that water, they calling me zero. Ooh, they calling that water. They calling me zero, bro. Stop the. Oh my. Run on my check on my diamond for 10. I cannot stop it if I'm independent. Run up a Billy, I need me a bill. Run up the rest, man, I got to the set. Only the vision, I give me a mission. What is they saying? You know that I'm out. When the street about me, you know that that's like. Remember them days I was down. Ain't no counting, and I when I'm bouncing. Ain't no way you can stop when you talented. Straight, dropping no counter. Ain't no way out, you know I ain't stopping. Yeah, they pay all that, how about that balancing? I'm the MVP, calling me D-Rose. It's that water, they calling me zero. Oh my God. What? Oh my goodness, bro. This is insane. Oh my, wow. I cannot stop it, I'm riding up close and ain't nobody need it. Starting the way, but I got it today, ain't nobody keep it. Trip on the way and I'm paying the way, the greatest they see it. forward for the game, but they don't care no more. Came from bottom, you know that penny. I can't stop it, I had to go get the rent. Came from short and riding the money. Just to get back, I had to go get the beat. You can't stop it, I had to go ride this. What they saying, I wanna buy, get a buy. But they bands, you know that I get it. Just drink Bible, you know that I'm coaching. I'm on beats and you know that I'm floating. It's that fire, you know that I'm toasting. Ocean Drive, you know that they posted. On the rise, you know that they quoted. In both sides, you know that I'm broken. Many nights I'm smoking, I'm rolling. Can't get tired, I'm focused, I'm focused. One of my check need a minute. Drop out the coupe, out the feel like one of them bands of infinity. I get outside, but I get it. What is they saying? I get it. Pull up and drop it, I drip to that. Plain Jane, I ain't playing. What is they saying? My name again. Ain't no trust speaking, I get on it. I bought a beat and I rip on it. I cannot stop, I'm up and ball. Big racks, I'm counting on big dollar. Give me a Billy up to the city. I like the sun and I'm with the trip. That you popping, I popping out. This what I mean when I drip to that. Sheesh. I bought the booth again. I bought the booth, made the truth again. Wanna but check it, the funk. Wanna go check it, that loot again. I can ask, I get the Benjamin. Came a long way from that penny man. I can ask, I would unload. I wanna beat it, I'm crushing them. This is that billionaire status. What is they saying? I got me in back. Had me a gym and I had to go stand. Shoot, check, pull up and send me the hand. What if they saying that this is pop? Everything got when I drop the top. Press the track when I hop out of the pop. My name is get it in, hop out of it. In my back in the coupe with the cha-cha. I can stop it, I had to go rob it with that. Give me the body. Had to go ride me. I can stop it, had to go get it. Oh, she brought me. She brought me bottom, I had to go with it. Ain't God, every day I ain't running. You drive me, you know I ain't settle. I can stop it, I had to go rob it with that. Give me the body. Had to go ride me. I can stop it, had to go get it. Oh, she brought me. She brought me bottom, I had to go with it. Ain't God, every day I ain't running. You drive me, you know I ain't settle. Bob ain't nobody better than. No vibes, you know I keep it. I put on my back, I pay. I'm living a hop in the lady. I'm just saying I'm putting the page. I'm saying I'm one of the greats. I'm one of the greats. Nah, that's hard. Nah, that's hard, bro. I can't even cap. That's hard. Hold up, I got some more. Hold on. Oh, so March 11th, I made the official. So let's see. My back in the coupe with the cha-cha. With the cha-cha, stop it. I had to go rob it with that. Give me the bye-bye. Had to go ride me. Had to go ride. Stop it. Had to go get it. Oh, she brought me. She brought me bottom. I had to go with it. Ain't God, every day I ain't running. You drive me, you know I ain't settle. No vibe, ain't nobody better than. No vibes, you know I keep it. I put my back, I pay. I'm living a hop in the late. I'm just saying I'm putting the page. I'm just saying I'm one of the greats. I'm one of the greats. I bought the booth again. I bought the booth, made the truth again. Wanna but check it, the funk. Wanna go check it, that loot again. I can ask, I get the Benjamin. Came along with. Let's see what this one is. Got it out the basement. Let's see. What's this one? I bought the booth again. Alright, there we go. Yo, what? I bought the. One of my check need a minute. Drop out the coupe, out the feel like one of them bands of infinity. I can outside, but I give it. What is they saying? I get that. Pull up and drop it, I give it that. Plain Jane, I ain't playing. What is they saying? My name again. Ain't no trust speaking, I get on it. I bought a beat and I rip on it. I cannot stop, I'm up and ball. Big racks, I'm counting on big dollar. Give me a Billy up to the city. I like the sun and I'm with the trip. That you popping, I popping out. Had to get in my bad for you, truth, no stop. You know, and I'm blessed, Ned. Big Ned. Yo, where's the other one at, though? No, 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 there it is. I see it, I see it, I see it. The ones that's in March. Let me see, March. Yeah, there we go. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, so I get it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to approach all of my songs as singles. Then I gotta approach every last song as like a single. I got my jingles, I got my beats, but I need to address all of this. Like even when I'm presenting my instrumentals, my beats, the visuals with it needs to collide with the with the um with the music. Like they have to intertwine. Like it's basically like the beat maybe starts it and then it goes into a quick little end track. You know what I'm saying? Like or vice versa. Yo, I'm really the bridge. Oh my goodness, I'm really the bridge. I'm really that bridge. I didn't realize it, but I'm really that bridge, yo. That is amazing. I'm really that bridge, and thank you, Joe. Discord mod. What up? Dude, that's one of them, bro. That is definitely one of them. This how I'm coming out. I'm not even going to cap. I got all my stuff from Takeoff, bro. I can't say all of it, but my style is Takeoff. They feel it. They don't feel it. They said this dude is a new Takeoff, bro. He's where Takeoff left off at. The spiritual side. Oh, am I sleepy yet, y'all? I'm just grateful to feel this right now. I'm grateful to feel this right now because there's not many moments in life where I don't think an individual overstands the 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 aspects of going through a Saturn return and being knowledgeable of it. And I'm just overall appreciative. I'm so appreciative. So appreciative of it for this Saturn return because I'm never going to forget this moment in my life. And it's everything that I have and doing right now. And it just solidifies it so much to the point where I'm just so grateful and know that putting all this stuff out is my true abundance. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful. I just know that I'm a vessel of, encouragement and hope because through my beats, through my originality, through me being me, that I could have created and broke generational curses by sticking to what Jah told me to do. You know what I'm saying? Doing what Jah say, and it's not even just that simple, but it is that simple with Jah because me being me and straying away from Babylon is everything that my ancestors had the roughest time doing. And the fact that I am here doing it and in doing it in the most independent way, in a sense of, being original with my music, engineering myself and, even putting my own music out myself and through United Masters and things of that nature. It's just like I break in so many generational curses and that's why, I believe in a past life because some of these things I was doing just having a knowing that it was right, but not even fully 100% knowing. That's how I know like Jah was always watching over me, also as well, and also like the Most High is always in my favor, and also knowing like sometimes you know that the Most High has your back when you were doing certain things and you didn't even have full knowledge about it, but then you look down the line about things that you did in your past, and you like, man, actually did some great things as well. You don't always look at your negative things. You say, I did some good things as well. And I'm understanding that I've stayed independent. I didn't sign no deals. I stuck to my craft. I didn't change up. I stayed 10 toes with my music. You know what I'm saying? I elevated with it. I didn't give up on it. I just transitioned with it. Like even now I'm more into, live instruments and learning instruments now, so and singing. So I'm just knowing I've elevated through it all, and I understand that there's room for everyone in this music, but I understand as well that I wasn't doing it to have a lane, but I ended up having my own lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I did it with a perspective and knowing that I'm unique and things of that nature, but I also did it with a sense of let me see how I'm able to put my own spin and my own craft on on what? is going on in, this rim. And I'm sitting there listening to the stuff that I have, and I'm realizing, understanding, overstanding. Like, I'm so grateful I never gave up, because, and that I still have stuff that's hidden within my music, because it's shaping my whole reality. Time frame. It's like going through a Saturn return. It's something that is such appreciative. Like when it comes down to real life. Like, some people, can't say they experienced the Saturn return, and let's be real, everyone didn't make it to go through their whole Saturn return, things of that nature. I'm just appreciative here right now on all of it. I really am, and I'm just knowing that I've come to peace with knowing that the road continues through the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like the journey continues through the roads. The road continues through the journey. So I understand, like, regardless of where the roads take you, that, what I'm saying, the roads are gonna take you places, but the journey continues. Like the journey never ends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just appreciative of this. These roads I've been going on, and what I'm saying, to get to the overall journey. Like destiny journey type of energy. I'm just so grateful to knowing that, like, I I really just want to encourage the this generation and next generation and the future generations to stay original, stay yourself, and trust your intuition and trust your discernment, even when trust that gut, even when you're not even sure of it, because in the long run, like, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, I'm so glad I did that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I was that job used me. You know what I'm saying? To do that and gave me the energy to do that. And to strive in that area, because it really shapes future generations and the now. And we may not have fully understood that at that moment, but then when we look back at it, we say, like, oh my goodness, like, now that I made this already, sat with it, lived with it already, and knowing the vibration that it truly holds and feels, it's like it hits different when it's timed, when it's presented, properly. That's the difference between a lot of artists, and they have music, but it's not presented properly. And I'm understanding, overstanding my music, my instrumentals, my wave, who I am. It has to be presented properly. You have to see my music from your spiritual eye. You seeing? So that's why I'm understanding, overstanding that who I am as as a when I go live and play the guitar, and my spiritual, like my real spiritual essence, when I'm in my music bag, you have to see me through that lens first to understand my music. That's what I'm understanding, like, about myself now, going through this Saturn return, that the me who you guys are over that seeing now, the live and when I'm speaking out, that is needed to understand my music. And I was putting out music, and putting out music, and not really receiving, the energy that I was, putting into it. And now I understand why. It's because there was no spirituality, image of where I was going, of understanding. So now that you guys understand, understand that I come from a 4D mindset, 5D consciousness through Rastafari, you guys are able to understand my music now, and even myself even more. And I'm just so grateful that, like, having a Saturn return, especially in Pisces, is that I'm so grateful that through this Saturn return, that I'm understanding this about myself, because now I'm able to know how to present my artistry, with my music. It's automatically coming from like a spiritual architecture type of vibe. You know how Gunna, like, let's be real, like Gunna has a certain like image of when he had his music. It had a certain like architecture to it. I'm overstanding. Who else has a certain architecture? DDG. DDG has a certain architecture that he has a certain lens that you know, really like a certain lens that they have on their music. And I'm overstanding that it's because they're knowing how to present their music to their audience. And I'm overstanding that how I know I'm able to present, you know, my music to my audience, it has to be more like really raw. It has to be super raw and, you know, maybe even unedited, you know, stuff like that. You know, to the point where to see the real spiritual, you know, essence to it. And I'm so grateful, you know, that I'm even noticing and, you know, feeling in, you know, these frequencies and vibrations. You know, I'm so glad that I'm able to, you dig? Because it gives me a perspective, it gives others a perspective to say, like, you know, when I went through my Saturn return, I felt those certain things that Ajman was feeling. I know what it felt like because he spoke about it. He spoke about the hidden knowledges that he was able to access to. He, you know, he spoke about the, you know, how his ancestors used him. He spoke about, you know, how, you know, tapped in with the cosmos and going within the natal chart was so prominent, especially during these times. It was to access the codes and to get the downloads and to you know, to have a real sound of return, not know, oh, I'm going through something. No, a real, like, no, these next, everything that I learned during this my sound of return will shape my future and for future generations. And I know that. And I'm understanding and overstanding that. So it's just like these are the aspects of that my ancestors went through. They didn't have access to the natal chart and to know what a Saturn return was. You know what I'm saying? But now that I know what it is, it will not be forgotten. You see what I'm saying? Like through my children, through those those around me, the children that come up, you know, in the community, you know, and knowing that, hold on, when you're in a Saturn return, the ages between 20, you know, 27 and 30, things of that nature, you're going to be going through, and not just a, yeah, I'm getting older, yeah, I'm going to my 30s. Yeah, people think that it's just I'm going into my 30s. No, it's a real transformation, that everything, every prominent moment that you do, that everything that you did and within these few, you know, this time frame will shape your future. And I'm realizing and I'm understanding, overstanding, like I have I've been doing so much music, rapping. Like first of all, I had my beats. I came up with my own style first of all. Then came up with the style. Then flipped the style. Then flipped the style again. And then started rapping more, getting into more band lab and owning my, you know, my voice as far as my rap voice. Made music from that. Now I'm learning the guitar and starting to sing and transition. And it's just like it's an amazing like transition that I've been having, and I'm just so grateful to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like to really let the youth know, like it's okay, you know, to be unsure, because when you have that Saturn return, it's going to, you know, everything that you were unsure about will come to light. You know, so I'm speaking out to y'all, like when y'all get 26 or whoever, you know, come across this video, if you in between those ages, you 26 and up, like 26 and between 26 and 30, like if you're going through a Saturn return, if you're in the middle of it, if you're about to end, you end one, if you just ended one, if you know what one is like, if you're going through your, you know, second Saturn return, see what I'm saying? Like there's multiple Saturn return that happens every 29 years. See what I'm saying? 29.5 years. So when you tap into your natal chart, you can know where your Saturn is in. So you know the things that's going to be approached. Mine was releasing things that, you know, that no longer serve me. Discipline. You know, stepping into my, you know, owning my craft, like wholeness. You know, knowing that through discipline and, you know, consistency and confidence that Everything that is happening during this time will shape your future. And I'm understanding, understanding that it's just an amazing feeling that knowing that, you know, everyone has their own path. And we may not over, understand it, understand it like every time. But then even through the motions, our actions, our consistency and our discipline, we're able to, still reach. You saying, what I'm saying? Like, and surpass even through the days where you don't fully know everything. You're moving off, faith, not by sight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's those days and those times and rims that I appreciated so much more, that I was moving by faith and not by sight. And I stood on my faith, and I stood on, originality. I stood on my craft. I stood on, not selling out, not signing no deals, not trying to work with, just anybody and everybody, by waiting to collaborate, but until, I have my own style and craft. I was doing others a due diligence when I, you know what I'm saying? When I'm doing others a due diligence now that I have my own style and craft, because they know how to work with me. See? I know how to work with, different type of collaborations and things of that nature now, because I have a certain sound. Wherefore, at the beginning of my career with music, you know, it was more of still finding out, it was still trial and error. But now I have a style, a certain way, a certain niche within my beats and my rap style, and even going into my singing and guitar. I have a certain niche now. So everything that I do with through my sound and return, I have come up with a niche and have a niche. So it's just so beautiful that even before my sound and return, I had a niche. But even during my sound and return, I came up with a certain, Jah gave me a niche that can never be duplicated. Never be duplicated. Because it came from Jah. When I was shaking the prodigy, mama she told me she proud of me. I cannot stop without riding. When I was checking, I got it. All in that cool, get that fit. I'm about to give me some check. Trip out the bank, I was ready. You cannot stop, I was ready. Running back, get it. Every day pop it, I had to go get it. You cannot stop it, I had to go get it. Running my checking, my diamonds and beats. I cannot stop, they ain't seen it. Running about checking like TNT. Had to go ride on a beat again. Drop out the coupe with the scene in it. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. I realize why. I understand as well why there was so much pressure on me. It was so much pressure on this Saturn return. It's so much pressure, like water. Like, that's why it's in Pisces. When you have a lot of water in a, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of pressure. You know, and I'm a fire sign, so I'm surviving. Through the pressure. Through my fire, I've been surviving through the pressure. And I'm going through a Saturn return in Pisces. That's a water sign. So it's been so much pressure on my back to, and on my chest and things of that nature, to like, to learn, to strive, to bring out everything that I've been holding in. And even when it comes down to singing, and still even my rap style, like, I'm being honest, like, I have so much, not even just more, but so much versatility that there's no telling what will be presented in the future, because I'm knowing that I have this within myself, and I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, I'm living it. And I'm just so grateful to know that, like, I'm so blessed to have versatility, you know, within my music, knowing that I can make beats, knowing that I can engineer, knowing that I can rap, knowing that I can play the guitar, knowing that I can sing. You know what I'm saying? Having those different bags, knowing that I can imitate, even sound like other artists, things of that nature. It's amazing that the repertoire that I have within the music, and I'm just so grateful that I stood 10 toes in my craft and who I am, because the benefits, I will reap what I have sown. When it comes down to, sometimes when they say you reap what you sow, it's sometimes looked at as negative, at least from my lens. Sometimes it always is like, oh, you're gonna reap what you sow, like you reap what you sow. But I have sown a lot of great things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so ready to reap the rewards, for the work that I have put in. And I'm not saying that with arrogance. I'm saying that with just confidence in knowing that I didn't sign no deals. I didn't sign no deals. I didn't just collaborate with anybody. I was, I did get locked in. I did put in my, 10,000 hours, 100,000 hours within the music. See? So it's like knowing that. How about Melly say, I'm due, ooh, you got to pay your dues. And I'ma do, baby, ooh, and I'ma do you too. One more time, I'm due, ooh, hey, I'ma do you, baby, ooh, and I'ma do you too. One more time, hey, you got your love, and I've got mine. And then we put that together. Cause they're gonna work so fine. Still I got the woman, I got you on my mind. And I got to do it with you again, that woman. And I got to do it with you again. Hey, do it your bad self. Come home to daddy. Are you telling me to do it? Thank you, woman. Cause every man needs a woman. Yeah. Every woman needs a man. Huh. Closer together would be sharing a world so free. And though we're far apart, oh, you're still in my. Still, I got the woman, I got you on my arm. And I got to do it with you again. I do it your best self. Then I'll tell you. How you telling me to do it? Thank you, Lord. Man, that's that song. I'm due for my time, my moment. And I'm not saying this with arrogance. I'm saying it just knowing all the work that I have put in. And knowing that there's still more work to put in within the people, within the community, with just inspiration and touching the people, saying that you can do anything you put your mind to. It's all about trusting it. It's about having that faith for real. And it takes undeniable, delusional, faith. But you have to understand, overstand that the faith comes from the journey. Like you have to know like the pain. The stuff that you went through, you have to say, like, hold on, that's where my faith comes from. Because I have endured so much type of pain. And it's not always just physical pain. It's about the mental pain of saying, of be the doubts, the energy that you feel of the being unsupported when you felt like you needed support. You know what I'm saying? Not looking left and right and for validation, but trusting Jah as your validation. Seeing? So it's like I just remember so many times where I didn't have no one to my left and right to look at for that validation on if my beats were cool or if it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It was just my own self and job saying, no, keep going. No, that's perfect. Yup. Keep going. Uh-huh. Yup, that's it. Right there. Yup. There you go. Yup. Don't stop. Yup. You got it. Jackpot. Boom. See what I'm saying? Like I didn't have that validation. So I had to work through the kinks. I had to gain my confidence. I had to slowly, focus on transmuting my energy to sound. That's all that I cared about. I didn't care about, oh, does this sound like perfect? No. Jah was like, no, you're simply transmuting your energy. Don't focus on what it sounds like. But obviously the body, the ears will tell you if it's off or not, because follow your intuition. Use your discernment. You know, use your ears. Use what I gave you. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Take a break. Don't listen to music before you make a beat, so your ears are clean. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Don't listen to nothing else. Don't play nothing else. If you're gonna make a beat, don't listen to no beats that day. Play some regular music that has that has songs in it. But then you make a beat, you have fresh ears. Seeing? So it's just like I understand that through my trials and errors that I'm able to help the next and help the next generation grow, not just at a rapid pace, but more at a a strategic way, more of like a purposeful way to get ahead. It's like I'm knowing that yes, I made my own beats and instrumentals, but these were literally frequencies and energy that I was able to play as a force field around me because 432 hertz is a natural frequency of Earth. So not only was I protecting myself, but I literally was protecting myself. I'll be walking around playing my 432 hertz beats, but no harm could come my way because I was literally shielding myself through the frequency vibration. But I didn't know I was doing that. But guess what? Now that I know that I was doing that, I'm able to tell the next generation, speak to the next generation and say, 432 hertz is your frequency vibration shield because Babylon has low vibrations. Very simple. It's very simple. And I'm just so grateful to have that certain knowledge and to say, I stand on that. I believe in that. I stand on that. So if you want to start making 432 hertz beats, do it. Check out mine. I can make you custom ones. See what I'm saying to it like it with your energy involved. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like as your shield and protection. Simply tell me, I stay with my family, I have this amount of children, I have this, I have a whatever where you're gonna play these frequencies at and you want it to heal wherever you're at, let me know. I can make it from between 1 minute and 8 minute beats. I think even up to 10 minute beats if it goes that long. It's based off of price, but because when I make my beats, I basically started a certain way, middle it a certain way, and ended a certain way. So I'm always able to adjust how long the beat is because I have a certain way that I do it. So if I want to make the beat shorter, I make the certain part of the beginning shorter, the middle part shorter, the ending shorter. So, but if I want to make it longer, I literally just change those same aspects to a little bit longer, and boom, but it's still in my same style. So I'm understanding, overstanding that I hold a service, even when it comes down to, you know, providing frequency healing. I know all of this through my Saturn return, and I'm understanding, overstanding that it's such a beautiful, a beautiful way of knowing these things because now I'm able to know how the proper way I'm able to help heal others. I'm not just saying, oh yeah, I make beats, but I know they I've tested it on myself and I can heal myself and I feel highly vibrational when I hear my beats, but hold on, through my Saturn return, no, I hold a service now. I'm supposed to play these beats for the collective, you know, live. And then also when it's not live to for them to listen at home, their own environment. And then also make personalized ones, you know? So it's not even that I see it as a profit thing. I see it as I'm healing, I'm sharing, I'm helping, I'm doing my service, my due diligence as a spiritual alchemist, as a spiritual, architect of the new Earth Zion. You know, I'm not telling you guys to, you know, I'm not saying anyone look at me as a as a guide, but I am saying that I have the tools that came from the Most High. So I'm knowing that I have frequent, I have the healing abilities. It's more about now I'm able to teach you guys how to have your own healing abilities, but also use my healing abilities to open up yours and to believe in yours and to trust yours. Because also when you hear my beats in instrumentals, sound archive frequencies, you're able to tap into ancestral knowledge. My music is able to let you tap into your ancestors. My music is able to, you know, awaken your gifts. The more you listen to them, you know, your psychic abilities, your discernment abilities, your clairvoyant. You know what I'm saying? All these type of abilities that I know that happen through me, to the point where I'm able to transmute it into the sound, to where it goes into your body. I'm literally able to transfer my knowledge to others through sound. I'm able to transfer my superpowers to others through sound. And it all came from the Most High. It's not something that I was even trying to do. That's why I'm saying, like, this path is bigger than I, because I didn't realize what I was doing until like I'm in the middle of it. Like, I didn't realize that until I was directly in the middle of it, saying like, wow, like, I am a healer. My frequencies, my beats, my instrumentals, my vibrations will heal the world, will heal people, will change, you know, the aspect of music and how music is even presented, interpreted, listened to. It's not even listened to the same. See? So I'm overstanding like, okay, I do hold certain keys. And it's amazing to say that. I'm happy to say that. I'm glad to say that, because I know to a certain degree that I'm helping the next generation. I'm helping my fellow mate. You know, I'm helping the person beside me. I'm helping my neighbor. This has nothing to do with color. It has all to do with vibration and frequency. And where you're at on your path. And what you know about yourself, and how much you don't know about yourself, and how much you do know about yourself. You know, it's not competition. The competition is not, if anything, the competition should be within your own selves nowadays. We are in competition with ourselves and with our ancestors, saying like, I'm gonna do more than my ancestors did. That's what the competition should be. See? And I'm willing to be, you know, used as a vessel to say, no, I'm gonna break these generational curses. That's what the competition should be. Who's breaking generational curses or not? See? And how many are you breaking? You know what I'm saying? Whoever's in the live, I appreciate you. I'm about to get off though, but here's his last track before we get off. Mama! I cannot stop without riding. One of us checking, I got it. All in that coupe, that's it. I'm about to give me some change. Trip out the bank, I was ready. You cannot stop, I was ready. I'm running about get it done. Every day pop it, I had to go get it. You cannot stop it, I had to go get it. Front of my checking, my diamonds and I cannot stop, they ain't seen it. One of us checking like Tina B. Go. Had to go riding on BD. Let's go. Drop out the coupe with the scene in it. 1, 2, I did it. Baby, you probably even at the pity. Who's he talking about pity? I can ask out if you back to pity. Can't see me, need to any baby. I think food and food on gate. And you probably have to feed pay. Put it when y'all ain't food on gate. Yeah. I'm just happy. I'm just happy and glad to know that regardless of what happens next, and regardless of, you know, of the collective awakening, I'm so happy that the collective awakening is part of my journey. You know, so whoever comes across my page like here, in this moment of being on my channel, you're seeing and witnessing like the most rarest form of a human being. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going through a Saturn return in Pisces, but also in between two blue moons. And moons are the two blue moons are the rarest moons. The last blue moon was 2024 August last year. The next blue moon is not until 2026. I believe it said, I'm not sure. I know it was like after April or something like that. But like I'm experiencing all of this with around two moons, blue moons, and it's just like I'm understanding that this And I also just had two children during this, Saturn return. They're rare. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that has been happening to me has is literally just been alignment of every of my Saturn return and everything that I'm sitting there saying like I was putting so much pressure on myself, and I'm realizing, understanding, overstanding now. The more that I decode my natal chart, it's like all of this was going to happen based off of my chart, based off of my Saturn in Pisces, based off of me knowing my music, based off me knowing myself, me even having learning the guitar, me even having my own spiritual cards, my empath oracle deck, you know, with me having my own style in my beats, is having that owning, tapping more into that, more like everything, me speaking out on my on the YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and it's just all of it is just presenting itself with relationships and how they with family and different mates and with the children. It's like everything has been put upon me in so many ways, and I'm sitting here realizing, understanding, understanding that I've transmuted all of that energy. That's how I'm still able to keep going. Like I yes, I have certain days where they get rough and they get super heavy. Yes, it's been days where I feel exhausted, like drained to the max, like. But then there's those days where I get past that and I end up making the beat and I transmute it, and I literally like take that weight off of me, and it goes elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? So I'm knowing that even the fact that I even may stress myself out at times or have, but I still release. I was a stress reliever to myself as well. And I'm just so grateful that y'all gave me the abilities and the energy and the mindset and to just say, no, keep going. That 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 Bob Marley was demonized as just a smoking ganja rasta to Babylon. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I started to look at myself and to say, how have people looked at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they did Bob Marley like that, and he was, to me, I love him so much, and I'm sitting there like, I resonate with him. So I started to look in the mirror and say, what have people said about me? It's not that it matters. It's just more about like I get it. Like, they have said so much things about me because they saw the path. They knew the path. They saw it before I did. Because I'm going through a Saturn return. So I'm awakening to my own abilities still. But then there's others that saw my abilities already. And I'm understanding, overstanding, like, wow, what what did they do? Not that it was their job to show me or teach me or give me anything, but I'm understanding, overstanding that like it becomes a real narrow path once you choose to awaken. Your pineal gland, your third eye, align your chakras, start to eat right. You know what I'm saying? Get away from Babylon. It becomes a real thing. And when you detach from the old ways of thinking, there's no going back. Sometimes, most of us are chose, for certain callings and stuff of that nature. But even our natural selves know, like, hold on, like, there's certain things that you just do, certain things you just stand for, certain morals that you just have. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you, Jah. Thank you. Rastafari. Selassie I.